Guys, sit that side properly. Come front. Huh? Correct. Get class loader not part of the object class, na? 11 methods are there. Come this side. Fine, guys. Good. So today let's try to understand first what is encoding and decoding. The first we need to understand what is encoding and decoding. Second one, we need to understand what is encryption and decryption. Okay, encoding, decoding, encryption, decryption, both are not same, right? So whenever we are developing the applications, our application will transfer the data from one place to another place. For example, here my Java application is available. This is a browser and this is my Java application and this is my database. Okay, you will fill up the data in the browser. You will enter the data in the browser. For example, it can be a form data, your name, email ID, password, something like that. You will enter the data in the browser. And here our Java controller will be available. I can say controller class, controller service repository, like that. Multiple classes will be available. Controller service repository, multiple classes will be available. And here our DAO will be available. So data will transfer from one place to another place. Okay. And from DAO, finally the data will go to database. Basically, let me call this as Java backend application. So this is a browser where we will access front end of the project, and this is our backend application. Our backend application is going to communicate with the database. Backend application will communicate with the database. User will enter the data in the browser. From the browser, the data will go to the backend. From the backend, it will go to the database. Now, in one computer, our browser is available. In another computer, our backend application available. In some other computer, our database is available. So data will transfer from one system to another system. Data will transfer from one system to another system. When the data is transferring from one system to another system, we are using HTTP protocol as a mediator. We are using HTTP protocol as a mediator to transfer the data. Whatever the data that we are entering in the browser, all the data may not be compatible with the HTTP protocol. If you are typing normal English characters, that is fine. Suppose if I go for some Spanish characters, some Portuguese characters, those characters will have special symbols. Some characters may not be compatible with our HTTP protocol. If a HTTP protocol not able to understand our data, then our data cannot be transferred completely. Okay, suppose for example, if you go to Google Translator, let us see the difference. Let us go for Google Translator. In the Google Translator, I'm typing, hello, how are you? This is just English. Hello, how are you? Now, this data I want to send from browser to server, server to database, one message I want to store. Same data, if I convert to Spanish, okay, see here, hola, como estas, like this, there are some special symbols are available. Those special symbols may not be compatible with our HTTP protocol. If I go for Arabic, can you see that? There's something, their language characters are coming. All the characters may not be compatible with the HTTP. If all the characters are not compatible with the HTTP, data loss will happen. Our data cannot be transferred completely to the destination. From one system, data should be transferred to another system completely. Sometimes that will not happen properly if the characters are invalid for our HTTP. To avoid that problem, what we do is we are going to perform encoding and decoding. We are going to perform encoding and decoding. What is this encoding and decoding? Encoding is the process of making all the characters are compatible across the network. Whatever the data that I want to transfer, that data should be compatible with my HTTP protocol. For that, I will go for encode. I will encode the data and I will send the encoded data. Once it reaches to the destination, then we can decode the data and we can use the data. For that, we will go for encoding and decoding. So to perform encoding and decoding in the Java, we are having base 64 algorithm. What is available, guys? Base 64 is available, which is used to perform encoding and decoding. First, let me show you one example on encoding and decoding. Now, let me go for this. I want to convert all the characters into compatible characters. For that, I will go for encoding and decoding. To perform encoding and decoding in the Java, we have a class called base64. In which package it is available? In java.util package, we are having base64 class. Let me create one simple Java project and let me show you that. Let me create one simple Java project. Close this now. File, new Java project. I don't need any dependency because it is part of JDK only, right? Encoding, decoding app. Encoding, decoding application. Let me make it as 06 application. Click on next. Click on finish. All right. Yeah, project got created. File, new, class. I'm going for a class with a name called demo. Demo class I'm creating. In this demo class, I want to write main method. Right. In this main method, I'm having string str is equal to abc@123. This is my string. Now I want to encode this string. If I want to perform encoding on this, then I will go for a class called base64. Base64 dot get encoder. What is the method I'm calling? Get encoder method I'm calling. So this encoder method will return encoder object. Encoder method will return encoder object. Once we got the encoder, then we will go for encoder dot encode. Encoder dot encode. Encode to string. There is a method called encode to string. Encode to string method is expecting a parameter as a byte array. Let's execute this. Encoder dot encode to string. I want to get encoded string for my data. But what parameter this method is expecting? This method is expecting byte array. But what I have? String I have. I want to convert my string to bytes and I need to pass that as a parameter to the method. To convert string to the bytes, str.getBytes method is available. What is the method, guys? str.getBytes method is available. It provided encoded string. Encoded string. This is my original string. That original string I'm encoding by using base64 get encoder. I got the encoder object. Encoder dot encode to string. It is expecting bytes. It is expecting bytes. So I'm passing that string dot get bytes. So it is used to convert string to byte array. Now I got the encoded string. System.out.println encoded string. Whatever the encoded string is created, I want to print that string on the console. Whatever encoded string is available, I want to print that string on the console. Are you clear? Good. Right click, run as Java application. Now, can you see the text now? Yes. Is it our original text or it is a encoded text? It is a encoded text. Now, let me go for this. Let me go for this Spanish. This is the text available. So this text I'm storing as my string variable. Okay. Let me run this program. Run as Java application. What happened? It is giving plain, simple English and numeric characters which are compatible with the HTTP. But what about these characters? They may not be compatible with the HTTP. So in that scenario, we are going to convert our original string into encoded string. How I am converting my original string into encoded string? String str is equal to some value. Base 64 dot get encoder. What is this? Base 64 is a predefined class available in java.util package. Base 64 dot get encoder, I got the encoder object. So to encode the string, encoder dot encode to string method available. I have the string. That string I am converting to byte array. How to convert the string to byte array? Get bytes method. I got the encoded string. Now I want to decode it. Whatever the encoding is completed, now I want to decode it. I want to decode it. What is the meaning of decoding? Converting to original format. I want to convert it to original format. To convert it to original format, we are having base 64 dot get decoder. What is the class available? Base 64 dot get decoder. It is giving me decoder object. Then what I need to do? Decoder dot decode. Decoder dot decode. So decoder dot decode method is expecting what is the parameter? Decoder dot decode method. What it is expecting? It is expecting byte array. Encoded string is available. Encoded string dot get bytes. Encoded string dot get bytes. Now, based on the method signature, we need to pass the input. Okay. When I go for decoder dot decode method, it is expecting string also. It can take the encoded string directly and we can decode it. What is the return type of the decode method? Byte array. What is the return type of the decode method, guys? Byte array. What is the input for encode method? Byte array. So now I got the encoded string. Encoded string I am passing as a parameter to decode method. I got the decoded byte array. Decoded byte array. I want to convert that into string, new string. I'm going for new string of decode. New string of decode. Here I am converting string to byte array. Here I am converting byte array to the string. Here string to byte array. Here string to byte array. Here byte array to string conversion I am doing. Now run this program. Run as Java application. This is encoded string and this is decoded string. Let's observe this. Base 64 is a predefined class available in java.util package. Base 64 dot get encoder, I got the encoder object. By using that encoder, I have done encoding. I have done encoding. I got the string. This is encoded string. This is my original input. This is my encoded string. Base 64 dot get decoder, I got the decoder object. Decoder dot decode. For the decode method, I am passing encoded value. Then I got the byte array. Byte array, I am converting to the string. Then I got the original string like this. This is just encoding and decoding. Encryption, decryption is different. Encoding, decoding is different. Here I have implemented encoding and decoding. Are you clear with this? Right. Next one, encryption and decryption is available. So what is encryption? Encryption, right, it is used to convert, what happened, man? Completed. Show me. Why you did not complete yesterday? You are not understanding this question. Okay, good. Now, I'm using encryption. What is encryption? It is used to convert data from readable format to unreadable format. It is used to convert the data from readable format to unreadable format. So when we are dealing with the passwords, we should convert the password from readable format to unreadable format. To convert the password from readable format to unreadable format, we are going to use a concept called encryption. It is used to convert the data from readable format to unreadable format. Then what is decryption? What is the decryption, guys? It is used to convert encrypted data to original format. It is used to convert encrypted data to original format. Now, before this, let me give this program. No, this is a basic class that is already previously available. In the Java 8, they made some changes to that. So if you see in the base 64 predefined class, it is available, friends, 1.8 version, Java 8 feature. Encoding, decoding concepts are available in that. Okay, good. Next one. Now I want to go for encryption, guys. I want to go for encryption. What is the meaning of encryption? Converting the data from readable format to unreadable format. That is called encryption. What is decryption? It is used to convert encrypted data to original format. In the Java, initially they provided one class called message digest. What is the class available, guys? Message digest is available. Get instance of SHA-256. Right? So I'm taking one class with a name called message digest. Add throws declaration. I will go for throws exception. Right? String str is equal to abc@123, and I have taken message digest dot get instance. I'm passing the algorithm name as SHA-256. So which is going to give me digest object. What is the object it is giving me? Digest object. Now digest dot there are some methods available. Digest method. First I am going to call reset method. If anything is there in the digest object, I want to clear that. For that I am going for digest.reset method. String str is equal to abc@123. Message digest is equal to message digest dot get instance of SHA-256 digest.reset. Then I want to go for digest.update. Whatever the input that is available, we need to pass the input for that, right? Digest.update. I will pass str.get bytes. str.get bytes. So I'm giving which string I want to digest. That string I am giving to digest class by using update method. Then I will call digest method is available, which will give me byte array, that is encrypted password. This is my encrypted text. Instead of this, let me keep it as message digest variable name. Message digest. Now let me system.out.println. Let me print my encrypted text. Run as Java application. So it is printing as a byte array. Now let me convert that byte array to string, new string of encrypted text. Right click, run as Java application. Can you see that? So what is that? Can you read the data? No, we cannot read the data, but there is a problem with the data. So can you think that all the characters are compatible? Can I send the data from one system to another system? No. So there are some special characters are available which our system cannot understand. Our system cannot understand that data. So observe carefully what I have done. String str is equal to abc@123, and I have taken message digest dot get instance. What I am passing for that? SHA-256. SHA-256 is the name of the algorithm. I got my message digest object. Here I am calling message digest dot reset. So that means I want to clear whatever the data that is available in the message digest. Then after, which data you want to encrypt, that data I'm setting to message digest object. Message digest dot update. Whatever the string is available, I'm converting the string in the form of a byte array. How to convert the string to byte array? str dot get bytes available. Okay, I'm passing the byte array as an input for my update method. Once I'm setting this data, here I'm doing digesting. That means I am converting the data from readable format to unreadable format. This is called encryption. This is called encryption. When I perform that encryption, I'm going to get some byte array. That byte array I'm converting to string object. Byte array I'm converting to string object. When I convert byte array to the string object, then what happened? What happened? The data is in the unreadable format. Can I store this data in the database? No. Why? There are some special characters are available. So once we have completed that encryption, then I will go for base 64 dot get encoder dot encode to string. Okay, whatever the byte array I got, I'm going to encode that. Encryption plus encoding I am doing. Are you getting my point? Encryption plus encoding I am doing. Now I will get the encoded string. I'm getting the encoded string. System.out.println. Let me go for encoded string. Now verify. Right click, run as Java application. Now see the console. This is encrypted. This is encrypted plus encoded. Now, which one we need to store in the database? Are we going to store the first one or we are going to store the second one? Second one. Why second one? Why second one we have to store? That is, does not have any special characters. Easily that data we can transfer from one location to another location through the network. Okay. So when we are going to deal with the passwords in the project, not only encryption guys, encryption plus encoding we are going to use. Look at the logic now. Observe this logic, what we have done. Look at this. I have taken a string, then I have taken message digest object. With the message digest object, I'm able to set my string what I want to encrypt. Message digest dot update str dot get bytes. So str is my string. This method expecting byte array. I'm converting that string to byte array by using str dot get bytes. Okay. Then message digest dot digest method I'm calling, which is giving me byte array. So that byte array I'm converting to string value. That is my encrypted text. Okay. That encrypted text is going to look like this. That is not good format to store in the DB. Okay. Whatever that encrypted text is available, that encrypted text again I'm converting to encoded value by using base 64. Base 64 dot get encoder dot encode to string. Encode to string is a method which is used to encode the given value. Encrypted text I am giving to encoding format. That encoded text I'm getting this value. This value we can store in the database. Clear? Now here there is a problem. The problem is message digest class can perform only encryption. It will not support for decryption. Once you convert your data to encrypted text, you cannot get your original data. You don't know what is the original data. So you can perform only encryption for that. It will not support for decryption. If you want to go for encryption plus decryption, there are several other formats available. Java AES example. AES encryption is available. So Java AES encryption. What is the meaning of AES? AES nothing but advanced encryption standard that is used to encrypt and decrypt our programs. Used for encryption and decrypting of our program. Crypto utils available. Here, key generator, get instance, perform the encryption, perform the decryption, AES encryption and decryption. So this is the logic which is used to encrypt our data by using AES algorithm. AES stands for Advanced Encryption Standard. Advanced Encryption Standard will be available. By using that AES standard, we can perform encryption and decryption. When we are performing password encryptions and decryptions in the real time, we are going to use a concept called encryption with salt. Encryption with salt will be available. Sir, what is encryption? We already know what is encryption. What is encryption? Converting the data from readable format to unreadable format is called encryption. Salt means adding some extra text to the password. Now, you will give your password as something like this, abc@123. That is user given password. That is user given password. User given password is abc@123. In the system, what I will do is user given password plus salt. User given password plus salt. Salt nothing but some text we are going to append for the user given password. For example, our institute name is available AIT, something like this. So you have given a password as abc@123. That is your password. You know that. But in the system, due to security reasons, we are not going to store the original password as it is. What I will do is, I will take your given password. For that given password, I will append some extra text that is called salt. Whatever the extra text that we are adding to the user given password, that is called salt. So this is string user password with salt. User password with the salt. So user has given a password as abc@123. For the user given password, I am appending my project name or something else. In the project, they will append some text for that. Whatever the extra text that we are adding to user given password, that is called salt. Now, user password with salt is available. Now what I will do is encrypt. Now what I will do? Encrypt. Which one I'm going to encrypt? User password with salt. I'm going to encrypt this. When I encrypt this, what I'm going to get? I'm going to get app password. I'm going to get user password. So that is the password I'm going to get. You have given one password. You have given one password. For that password, we are adding some salt. That will become user password with salt. Now here, whatever the user password with salt is available, for that we are going to implement encryption. Now I will get encrypted user password with salt. Encrypted user password with salt. Whatever the encrypted password is available, now I will go for base 64 dot get encoder, base 64 dot get encoder dot encode to string. I will pass encrypted user password with salt dot get bytes. Dot get bytes. Now what it will give me? Encoded user password it will give me. So that will I will store into a variable string encoded password. That's it. Finally, in the database, we are going to store this password. Okay. So now in the company, anybody who is having the access for the DB, can they know our password? No. Why they cannot see our password? Because my password is already encoded. Not just encoding, my password is encrypted. Not just encryption, my password is having salt also. When user is trying to log in, user will give this password or user will give this password. User will give the original password. Then in the login functionality, what we need to do? Again, we need to perform all these operations to check the login functionality. Are you guys getting my point? So you can do that in two ways. If you have a decryption logic, you can decrypt that and you can check for the original password. If you don't have a decryption logic, at the time of registration, user will give one password. I will take that password from the form in the registration page. For that, I will add one salt. Then I will get user password with the salt. Whatever the user password available with the salt, I'm going to encrypt that password. Then I will get the encrypted password. Once I get the encrypted password, that will be in the unreadable format like this. When I encrypt, it will be in the unreadable format like this. So if I store this password in the DB, all the data may not be stored. My DB may not support for some special characters available in that. So for that, what I am doing, whatever encrypted password is available, I will convert that encrypted password into encoded password by using base 64. When I convert that into encoded password, what happening? Normal ABC 1029 numbers are coming. So this one we are going to store in the DB, or this one we are going to store in the DB. Second one we are going to store in the DB, that is encoded password. Second one we are going to store in the DB, that is encoded password. Fine. When we user is trying to log in, user will enter which password? User will enter original password. User will enter original password. Now, when we want to implement a login check, in the DB, which password is available? In the DB, encoded plus, encrypted plus, salted password is available in the database. But in the login form, user will give the original password, that is ABC@123. Got my point? So when you are trying to implement login check, whatever the password you are getting in the login form, you need to implement all these things again. In the registration functionality, you should write this code. In the login functionality also, you should write this code, encode it, encrypt it, encode it, then compare this password is matching with the DB password or not. If this password is matching with the DB password, then only allow the user to log in into your application. Are you clear? In the real time, we will never store password directly in the database. Password with the salt will be available. Password with the salt will be encrypted. Encrypted password will be encoded. Encoded password will be stored in the database. When you log in, whatever the password is coming, again add the salt, again encrypt it, again encode it, then compare. Is it matching with the database password or not? If it is matching with the database password, then only allow the login. Otherwise, don't allow the login. Okay. Look at this code. String str abc@123. This is the original password we are getting from the user. For that, I'm going for message digest. Message digest.get instance. I got the SHA-256. I'm using a algorithm with a name called SHA-256. Digest object I have. What is this? Digest.reset. What is the digest.reset? Any previous data which is available in the digest object, I want to clear that. Any previous data that is available in the digest object, I want to clear that. Then after, I'm going for digest.update. What is the meaning of digest.update? What is the meaning of digest.update? We are going to update our data into this message digest object. Whatever the data we are getting from the user, that is in the string format. String data I'm converting to byte array. I'm setting to the digest object. Digest method. This is used for encryption. This is called as encryption. Whenever you do the digest, you are getting the output in the form of byte array. So I want to print that byte array. To print that byte array, I'm going to convert that byte array to string format. How to convert the byte array to string format? New string of byte array. I got that. I'm printing that. If you see, that is not readable. Converting the data from readable format to Prasad. What are you doing there? Go and sit in the lab. I will come there. Repairing printer, huh? Right. So here I'm converting the data from readable format to unreadable format by using this digest. Once it is converted like this, I can't read it, but there is a problem with this data. What is the problem with this data? Special characters are available, cannot be transferred completely from one system to another system. So my project is running in one computer, database running in the another computer. I want to transfer the data through network to insert in the database. At that time, our data cannot transfer completely. For that reason, I will encode that data by using base64.getEncoder encode to string. Got it? I got the encoded string. I'm printing that encoded string on the console. My encoded string is printing on the console. Are you clear? Perfect. This is one of the very basic technique, but this will not be used in the real time. Message digest is a very basic concept. It will not be used in the real time. Just I'm teaching this concept to understand what is encryption, what is decryption, what is encoding, what is decoding. In the real time, to perform password encoding and encryption decryption, some people will go for bcrypt algorithm. Some people will go for bcrypt algorithm, and some people will go for AES algorithm. AES with crypto. AES with the crypto concept will be available in order to deal with the passwords. And some people will go with JHipster. JHipster or something is available. JSIP. Right. JSIP is available. Yeah. So like this, there are several techniques are available. By using those techniques, we can perform password encryptions and decryptions. Able to follow me? Good. So tell me, what is encoding and decoding, guys? What is encoding and decoding? Encoding and decoding, that is used to deal with converting the characters from uncompatible to compatible characters. Okay. So here in the Java, we are having base64 to do that operation. Once I convert it to encoding value, then I want to decode that value. For that, I will go for base64.getDecoder. Encoding, encryption, both are same, both are not same. Encoding, encryption, not same. What is encryption? It is used to convert the data from readable format to unreadable format. What is the decryption? It is used to convert encrypted data to original format. To convert encrypted data to original format, we will go for decryption. In the real time, how we are going to perform that encoding or encryption? There are several concepts are available. One of the basic concept in the Java, that is message digest. But it is not recommended. Message digest is not recommended. What is the second option available? Bcrypt. What is the third option? AES. Fourth option, JSIP is available. Like that. Depends upon the project. Different algorithms will be used to perform that. So dealing with the passwords in our application. Okay. In order to deal with the passwords in our application, first user will give one password. That is called as user given password. Whatever the user given password is available, I will apply some text for that. This text is called as a salt. Whatever the user password with the salt is available, I will apply encrypt for that. That can be either message digest, that can be bcrypt, that can be AES, or that can be JSIP. Okay. Once that encryption is completed, then I cannot use it as it is. I'm going to perform encoding. For that, I will convert into byte array. Then I will get the encoded password. Store encoded password in database. So that is how you need to deal with the passwords in the application. Don't store the password directly in the database. We will never do that. It's a bad programming practice. Storing the user password as it is in the database is a bad practice. Nobody will do that in the real time. Good. Fine. So decryption, that is not possible with the message digest. So that is the drawback. Whatever encryption that we are doing with the message digest, you can only do digestion. You can only digest the text by using message digest. There is no functionality to decrypt the data. So if you want to compare the data is correct or not, again you need to do all these things and you need to compare that. If you want to go for decryption and all, then you need to go for AES or JSIP concepts. By using them, you can perform encryption as well as you can perform decryption also. In the major project, I'm going to implement AES algorithm for that. At that time, I will tell you how to use AES crypto to perform the encryption as well as decryption also. Now, sorry, no, it will also not support. Only encryption it will support. So these two things will support encryption and decryption. When you go for this one or this one, you can do only encryption. If you want to compare, again you need to encrypt and you need to compare only encrypted text. Okay, good. Fine guys. So with this we got the basic idea how to deal with passwords in our application. Good. So what is the today's task on the core Java? I already given 6 questions yesterday. The next 6 questions. What is cloning? What is cloning and why we need it? Okay. What is cloning and why we need it? Okay. Then next one. String versus string buffer versus string builder. String versus string buffer versus string builder. Very frequently asked question for the freshers. String versus string buffer versus string builder. And next one, the third question, that is, what is exception hierarchy in Java? What is exception hierarchy in the Java? Okay. So what is the topmost class? What is the subclass? What are the child classes? You should be able to draw the diagram for the exception hierarchy. In our classes, I have given the diagram also. Right. So what is cloning and why we need it? String versus string buffer versus string builder. When to go for which one? Okay. And what is exception hierarchy in Java? And the next one, what is serialization and deserialization? This is also very famous question. What is serialization and what is deserialization in the Java? And what is transient keyword? What is transient keyword in the Java? And next one, comparator versus comparable. Difference between comparable and comparator. Difference between comparable and comparator. In the Java, comparable comparator interfaces are available. They are going to ask a question, what are the differences between comparable and comparator? So these are the 6 questions. What is cloning and why we need it? String versus string buffer versus string builder. What is exception hierarchy in the Java? What is serialization and deserialization in the Java? What is transient keyword in the Java? Difference between comparable and comparator. When to go for comparable and when to go for comparator. Are you clear? Good. So these are the 6 questions. I want you to write the answers. Tomorrow, whenever you are entering, I will check those questions, answers in your notebook. Maintain that notebook. By end of this JRTP, you will get 100 core Java questions for that. You will get 100 core Java questions. If you go for any interview, they will ask from those 100 only. 100 to 120 questions you will get by end of the JRTP from the core Java. Those are very, very, very important for freshers as well as experienced people. So today, I want you to write the answers for the remaining 6 questions I have given. Okay, good. I will maintain separate notebook This is one. Yeah. Interview preparation. Core Java interview questions. Okay. I will upload this also daily. I will be adding the questions in that. You need to write the answers. This is our day 1. These questions I have given yesterday. This is yesterday task. Yeah. Today task is available. Okay. Good guys. Fine. So with this, I'm stopping for now. We'll meet in the tomorrow session. Please practice all the questions and prepare. So write the answers for these questions in your notebook. Tomorrow I will check that. Okay, guys. Good. Online people, please write your notebook. That will be very, very helpful for you. I can't check your notebooks, but prepare yourself. It is important for you. Good. Thank you, guys.